Welcome back to Yahoo Finance Live, everyone. Taking a look at the markets here as we're just about 11 minutes into the start of trading on the day. The Dow, the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ are all in positive territory, holding on to gains. Dow up by about 0.5% right now. S&P 500 also up by about the same on a percentage basis. And then additionally, the NASDAQ composite, you're seeing that hold on to gains of 116 points or 1% higher on the day. For more on today's tape, let's get to Jared Blikre on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Jared?
That's right. I was just taking a look at the Wi-Fi Interactive, looking at the NASDAQ 100. Now, I talk about the NASDAQ composite quite a bit, but this is a higher beta engine. And we can see over the last 5 days, up 8.5%. You take a look at what the Dow has done. That is up it's short of 4%. And the S&P 500, the benchmark, up over 5%. Now, I just want to quickly go to a year-to-date chart so we can see where we are with respect to this rally. Now, we are punching higher just ever so slightly, but 4,200 remains the big line in the sand, and that's the level that the market has to get across. Ideally, it punches through, comes back a little bit, and then we head to the next level. And that big level is about 4,600. Have to see if that's going to come to fruition. Now, I want to spend a little time on the US dollar index, and we're going to show some longer term history. This is year to date. This is a pretty steep rise for the dollar, the Dixie as they call it. It's heavily weighted towards the euro and also the pound, but take a look at the 5-year chart here. What stands out is this huge rise, and on a 10-year basis, you can see that we are simply have been trading around in a huge range, and now we're at the upper end of it, but we have come to the upper end of it with significant momentum. So here's a 20-year view. This is going to go back to the .com area, and then in fact, we need to go back to the 1980s to see the next relevant level. And actually, I misspoke, the 1990s, because this level up here, 120, is a huge target. I think we're going to back off a little bit and consolidate, but if we get to that level, we need to think about what implications that has, not only for risk markets, but commodities in general. And we know that commodities have been on the rise here. Here's a look at the futures market, and I just wanted to take a quick look at crude oil because that is punching to multi-week highs. We have OPEC Plus possibly rolling back some of the restrictions with respect to Russia, so we could have more supply coming in. Nevertheless, the price is going up, and we need to pay attention to that. Guys.
Jared, I need your expert chart analysis here. So yesterday, Amazon shares, one of the top tickers on the Yahoo Finance platform, stock finished up close to 5% in a pressured overall market. I'm looking at Amazon right now, up close to another 4% on good volume in a weakening tape here in the early going. Has a bottom been set in this stock?
It could be a temporary one. I think we've found a new trading range. We'll go to the chart in a second. I just want to show the market cap view of some of these stocks. Now, Amazon is currently 1.26 trillion. That's the number we have right there. Again, we're looking at market cap. And here's a chart. This is year to date. And you can see we fell off a cliff in April, just like many other names in the same category. But here's a 3-year look. This is going to cover all of the pandemic. Amazon had traded in a pretty tight range, both to the upside and the downside, had a couple of false breaks here, really suckered in new longs. And now we are back to some prior big levels. Let's take a look at a 10-year view, and you can see, indeed, back to these big levels. Now, I think we're probably going to bounce around in here for a while, and I wouldn't be surprised if those lows held, but nevertheless, I think it's going to be a while before we get back to new highs, because 3,000, that is a huge level, and that's not going to exist in the near future, because I believe they're doing an 8-to-1 stock split pretty soon, something like that.
On the mark, as always, Jared Blikre, thanks so much.